Anime is always good. Last season, Medalist took the height of my favor over others such as Orb and Mujika. To me, it's the Gurren Lagann of ice skating. Its inspiring messages of following your passions and having discipline took many surprising and unpredictable turns that brought me to tears. It has this embracing of imperfections and mistakes that made me feel proud of the growth of these characters and their overcoming of them. Despite that Coach Tsukasa started ice skating too late and failed to make it, he never gave up his passion for it. Like a master without a title, there's a beauty and tragedy to his story and skills as someone who seemingly had the desire to be an ice skater more than anyone else. Still, as a coach, part of his old dreams and passions went on to live through those he taught. He shined bright as Inori's son. Struggling financially, he was taken in by a family like a stray cat. Despite all his setbacks, he came back as a coach like a flower, that pushed himself up from the concrete of his life.
But this fire in my heart burns the brightest when I dream.
But he didn't do it alone. The passion Inori held for ice skating woke up something in him. It gave him the drive to coach, so that Inori would not have to go through what he went through. He saw parts of himself in Inori as someone who also started late and came to protect her. Their dynamic thrived off the inspiration and motivation they gave to each other. His pep talks go beyond just sports. Tsukasa's pep talks are also highly applicable to life in general. That it's fine to make mistakes. There is victory in defeat. Failure isn't giving up. You work on yourself and try again. By chance, Tsukasa met Inori, who brought out the best in her, that made her appreciate and love herself more. Best of all, he stayed and never left her. That's what makes their friendship special. It's not about how long you know somebody. Tsukasa came for her, said he was there for her, and proved it. This is partly what makes all those moments of victory and celebration feel so well earned and built up towards. I think it's a work that gives you energy when you watch it and makes you want to try your best again tomorrow. This is what makes Tsukasa my favorite character. He reminded me of myself at times. Working boring jobs to stay afloat and living a hard life, but looking for, finding, and keeping that passion alive for what you love doing the most, to give you that sense of purpose and meaning in your life. He inspired Ryo to skate better, who was the manifestation of the quote, "People give up their power by thinking they don't have any." I was overwhelmed by the incredible love, devotion, and support he showed to his students. I myself had no interest whatsoever in ice skating. I was probably among the people who like sports the least. I had zero interest in watching sports, talking about, or learning about it. I didn't have any of it on my mind. Still, this is the power of sports anime. I had no interest in ping pong, but I liked the anime about it, and it made me respect the sport. I had zero interest in boxing, but I liked Ashura no Joe, and it happened again. I had zero interest in golf, but I liked birdie wing, and it made me respect it as well. Not liking an anime because you think the sport itself is boring or bad is an ignorant mindset. While watching this, I did develop that interest and found myself looking up ice skating videos. That's the kind of power sports anime can have. When Medalist was announced, people were not excited about Studio ENGI. They worked on Uzaki-chan and The Detective Is Already Dead, which made it seem the anime would be given very limited animation. These past few seasons, I experienced anime with solid writing that fell flat to that. It's sorrowful to see, because it would be a good source material or original that would get held back by unremarkable animation. It's something the viewers have to deal with. This happened to me with Birdie Wing, Build Divide, Megatan Musashi, Orb, Tessa Note, and even old One Piece. They're good, though limitations show. Not everything can be Lazarus. Still, Medalist felt like a true passion project. Many of its devoted fans joined the project to help make it the best they could. They hired talented figure skater Akiko Suzuki to choreograph the ice skating of the characters, make a performance for the opening song, and even gave some of the staff lessons. Screenwriter Hanada and director Yasutaka had intense meetings, carefully deciding what parts of the manga would be the most important to adapt as to create the best structure. They also decided to closely include and check with creator of Medalist, Ikara Saruma, in regards to the adaptation, believing it will make the anime better. Also, about creator Saruma, there was a story about him and Inori's voice actor, Natsume Haruse. He was a fan of hers before Medalist and wrote her fan letters that he quit his job to create a manga that he'd like for her to voice act in someday. Natsume read Medalist when it debuted and was brought to tears by it, deciding immediately she would play the role if the chance came. It would eventually become a dream come true for her when voicing Inori became a reality. In regards to the opening song, it was done by former Vocaloid producer Kenji Yonezu, who creator Saruma happened to be a big fan of. His music had been an inspiration for Saruma. Yonezu said he used the dynamic between Tsukasa and Inori, his own inspiration for the opening song. That's why he called it Bow and Arrow, to reflect Tsukasa and Inori respectively. For the release of the opening song, Yonezu also drew the jacket with Inori on it. The orange in the eyes hints that this is from Tsukasa's point of view. Something precious, and that this is how Tsukasa would envision her. The illustration inspired Saruma at a time where the manga sales were lacking. Saruma was heavily influenced by Tsurumaki's works, such as Fooly Cooly, and Dazaki's sports anime, such as Aim for the Ace. I can see it with the well-balanced comedy that transitions between serious and funny moments effectively, and the more dramatic moments. Surprisingly, Tsukasa's character almost never happened. It was a suggestion by Tsuruma's editor. I'm glad he made it, because this then became a touching story about Inori learning to let go of the hand that guided her.
あなたを誰が見てもスケートの天才だって思うくらい上手な選手にする。そして誰もが勝利にかけたくなるようなスケート選手にするよ。自分を信じろ。かつて言ってくれた司先生の言葉を思い出して、ずっとダメな自分を忘れられない私を、遠くて難しい夢を信じられる私でいたい。
Inori the Disciple inspired me in a way I had not thought of before. Her perspective was of changing the person she used to be. I got that. What surprised me was how she found closure in it. An emotional goodbye to the person you used to be. In that moment, I felt inspired enough to want to be like her, to also want to change, and to say goodbye to this troubled version of me. And it's not that I can't change, I just haven't yet. Like Tsukasa, she was lost and depressed in life. But it was fine, because her love for ice skating was what drove her to still live passionately, and that pulled her out of her misery. I think that a person who finds a passion and ambitiously pursues it can reach a truly satisfying and fulfilling life, regardless of how successful they get. And it won't come easy. It will be mostly difficult work, though the payoff makes it worth it. I was fascinated by the reality of skating, as was portrayed by Inori facing adversity. It was crushing that her own mother didn't support her passion publicly out of this sense of false protection. I remember when I told my mother that I wanted to be a chef, and she gave me a look that killed my passion in that moment, and I gave up. But Inori didn't, and she had her beau Tsukasa to propel her forward because she had the important parts down. Her naivety just needed his guidance. Parts of Tsukasa's tragic past got mirrored through Inori's struggle, and sometimes overcome by her. This added layers of powerful emotions to their cherished and dramatic moments. It's fun for me to root for seasonal anime, gamble on it that it will be good, and get nervous at times. I was like Tsukasa during the last episodes of this anime, cheering, celebrating, and clapping along with him through this euphoric type of immersion. I love the power of anime to inspire. I think it's a very powerful and therapeutic appeal to get out of the medium to uplift us with meaningful messages. I got more than what I wanted with Medalist, and after a good finale, I won again.
Can you still see the enchanted kingdom where we danced with the flowers, not a care in the world? When the fairies sang a sweet song to the heavens just for me and you. Can't you feel it too? All the magic.
After the anime ended, Studio Engi posted on X, "We would like to express our gratitude for the opportunity to be involved in Medalist as a production company. Tsuruma Sensei's passion is what made this anime possible. We hope that through Tsukasa, Inori, and the others, the courage to stand up for the dreams they believe in will reach someone's heart, if even only just a little."